and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go. Wednesday show, May 7th, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Smash that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Over 81,000 subscribers on that platform. If you're watching on X, we say good afternoon to you as well. Lots of engagement over there.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
It is indeed a good afternoon, man. Sun shining, feel good. Good to be with you guys. I can't wait for the fans out there to see what Maz is indulging over there. And also just feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Well, Bray, you mentioned it. We have got to make mention of this.
Please.
Hold on, side note. How about that Coach of the Year? Go ahead.
We'll get there. We have got to get to this. I have no idea what I walked into. Now, mind you, I walked in about 10 minutes before the show because of my Fox 2 responsibilities. I walked into a spaceship here.
Yeah.
Tom Mazaway, what in the world?
It's the Range Rover of the massage
Can you
chair.
lower your computer so we can get the full scope? Can you move that? Thank you. What is happening
There you
here?
go, man.
I am in a massage chair that we've been talking about this week.
Get camera forward.
Is this what our text thread was all about? I was so lost on what this was about.
Oh, last night or yesterday?
Last night.
This is it, man. This is 14K massage chair, man. And
He just started it, so you're not going to see me. I'm going to be going backwards. I'm lost.
I never met a man that complained about a massage chair.
Well, I'm not complaining. Then don't even talk to me then today. Okay? I'm just going to say goodbye.
We'll give you the day off.
My feet are in. You get your feet. This is from Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And there I go.
Hey, full screen. Get me out of here. Full screen. There we go.
There I go.
It's like an amusement park.
It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. We want to thank them. I'm sitting in a $15,000 chair.
Oh, excuse me, I was off about
$15,000 chair.
This is great. Shout out to massage chair.
This is
Hold on, I'll put my arms in to really give you the view.
There's a lot of ridiculous things in this studio, in this building. This is by far the most
There you go.
ridiculous thing. Yo, look, why does it keep moving?
He's gone.
Oh, God. Yo, is it upside down now?
What is Tom Mazaway doing in here?
Hi, buddy.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying myself. Can't you tell?
Oh, now is that a stretcher, Maz?
Yeah, it's stretching me. Yeah, I might get up to 5'10" if I'm lucky.
There's nothing wrong with a good stretch. This is what we do, man. We're having fun, man. We say sponsors. This is what we do. We make you feel a part of the show, man.
This
is
was
great.
a first for me. I have never in my life
I'm just waiting for the break.
up in the middle of the show to take a video.
It'd be so confusing if you weren't watching this show.
Is that your foot?
What did I just tell you?
I don't know.
Massage chair house. There it is.
Massage
there it
Chair
is.
House
Okay.
showroom in Bloomfield Hills.
Oh
Down the
my
street.
God.
That's a mean chair right there.
Oh my God.
Now, did you choose the color, Maz? Like, is gold your thing? Did you just go
What do
for
they call,
the...
this is called the Pharaoh, by the way.
Pharaoh
The Pharaoh
Pharaoh.
Q.
Is it
And I am a
Ramses?
Pharaoh. I am Arabic.
Tucanatin? Is that his name? King
my
Tut?
I am
God.
King Tut.
Tutankhamun.
Is incredible.
I think we're stuck.
Oh, I think we're stuck.
I will never
We're
get
stuck.
out of here.
We will try to.
That feels good.
We won't either.
No, we will try to get
Good
Tom
God.
Mazaway back
Good luck.
on the show today at some point.
Good
Oh
luck.
my gosh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Ken Brown says Tommy looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that brain cleansing scene from Total Recall.
That's a damn good call.
Oh my
That's a
gosh,
good
that is
call.
so great.
KB, you got to get out here, man. I'll give you a ride in this thing.
Oh my God. Now,
Woo.
did the guys do this on BDE?
I'm sure they did. Every show
yeah.
did.
It's going to be here for a month.
Oh.
And they're going to swap it out each week or each month.
No kidding.
Just to let everyone know again, it's from Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in Michigan. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki, located at Woodward and Long Lake Road. Check it out with Dr. Eric Duncan. They call him the Wellness Doc. That's right, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at massagechairhouse.com. Scan the code as well. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Optimus
Doesn't
Max.
say anything about broadcasting, though.
Optimus Max, Freddie Felt says.
I love that.
That is great. That is great. Guys, lots of NFL today. We're going to play a game later today. It's going to be called Guess the Schedule. Schedule comes out next week in the NFL, so we've got a couple of different questions about the schedule. We'll ask what you think the Lions playoff or the opponent will be. Also some news regarding how difficult their schedule will be this year and if you buy into stuff like that. But we will start with the Detroit Pistons, still coming down from the season-ending loss to the New York Knicks last week. Trajan Langdon with a press conference earlier today, and I watched it. This was actually pretty short. I was actually disappointed with how short the actual press conference was. I mean, it was a statement and a couple of questions, and not sure if we learned much, but here's Trajan Langdon talking about what a season it was.
Season for us. I don't know another way to put it. Surprising, gratifying. I guess it creates different expectations going into next year for us. You can see that both ways, positively and negatively, right? But I think it's way more positives. I think our guys are really excited, not only about what we achieved, but looking forward to getting better. And then how can we take a step the next season? JB and I have been having exit interviews with our guys and hearing a lot of positives about how much they've enjoyed the season, from a lot of people how it was the best year of their career from an enjoyment standpoint and level of competition, and obviously what we were able to, the amount of success that we had.
So I think the Pistons took the entire NBA by storm. And if you listen to Trajan Langdon, took the organization by storm too, what this team was able to do. Even he admitted he was, I don't want to say shocked. I think that's too strong of a word, but he was very surprised with how quickly things progressed for this franchise. Braylon, we talked about this with the Tigers a lot last year when they traded away Jack Flaherty and they traded away who's the bullpen guy with the long hair? I forgot. Maz, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Was it Jason Foley? Andrew Chafin. Thank you so much.
Spenny Raxter.
We appreciate it.
He looks like Spenny Raxter.
Andrew Chafin.
Yeah.
But they made some trades last year, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I think even surprising the organization, making the playoffs and finishing as strong as they did last year. I think that was kind of the case after hearing Trajan Langdon today. I think even he was surprised, 44 wins, and was as competitive in the postseason as they were.
Yeah, I call it BS if he wasn't surprised, and that's no disrespect to him, but what they did was historical. It's the first time it's ever been done that a team has increased their wins by 300%, so he definitely was surprised, like much of the organization. But I don't mind it being a short, cool, casual, couple question conversation. I hate when GMs get to the podium and they want to hear themselves talk, and they want to pat themselves on the back, and they want to gloat. Why are you gloating? You created a really good season. We got a good base here. But let's continue on what Cade has built, what JB Bickerstaff has built. I appreciate that he said, JB and I, he's letting you know. Same thing you see out of Brad and Dan Campbell. They are together, they're a united front. We had the exit interviews. One of the main things he said was, how was the feeling? Did you enjoy your time here? That is so underrated as a professional player or a professional athlete. Where you are, it dictates the presence. It dictates how you feel. It dictates the emotion. It's how you are. If you're in a bad situation, a bad space, if the team is bad, if the food is bad, you see how they do those exit meetings where we get the ratings of how's the organization, how's the cafeteria, how are those things. It helps. But with that being said, I think they're on to something. Don't want to talk about a lot because there's a lot for them to discuss in-house. He didn't want to say too much. It was short and sweet, and I appreciate it.
I thought he was really well-spoken.
Well, obviously.
Very, very even keel. way more even than Brad Holmes, if that makes sense. I just think this guy gets it. He made a couple of moves this year, and it worked. So now the pressure's on, and you'll hear more from the sound that now people are going to start looking at this team. Before, they're a 14-win team. Who cares? We're playing a 14-win team. Let's take the night off. Let's do, what do they call that when they take a game off?
Load management.
Let's load management against the Pistons. You can't do that anymore. And we'll play some more sound for you, but all eyes on the Pistons going forward. They're not going to trick anybody into – they're not going to, lull anyone to sleep anymore. They got to come out and play every single night now. And people are going to expect 50 wins out of them now.
Yeah, I agree with Optimus Maz over there. He's 100% correct. The more you do, the more people expect. They're going to expect those 50 wins. So he doesn't want to get on here and talk about this past season too much and what they did and patting themselves once again on the back, because they know it's going to be an interesting offseason so that they can get to where they want to be. They got a lot of moves to make. They got some decisions to make. So coming up there, you don't say much. You don't bring in people to the world. It's going to be heavy-hitting session for them.
Well, let's go there then, because I think one of the questions to Trajan Langdon today was, okay, because you feel like this process was so sped up, what is the balance as the general manager of the Detroit Pistons? I thought this was a really good question, too, because, where really are you in your process? Because just because you were a 44-win team and you played the Knicks
Tough.
Tough as maybe anybody will play them this year. Where really are you? Was that an anomaly, or were you playing above your heads, or was that really who you are? So what do you need to do this offseason? Do you think you're now a player away? Would you force a trade to make this specific team better to advance next year? Or is your goal still long-term, and you look long-term, and you're not going to sign Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva just to make the playoffs and maybe beat the Knicks and advance one more round next year? Do you see what I'm talking about? You don't want to make that one bad signing for one good year when you have a strong young team like this. So here's what Trajan Langdon said today about what the Pistons' needs are moving forward.
I'm not really going to pontificate right now about what that need is. We'll identify what those things are, but the need is one thing, but the availability and the options to bring said player in, whoever that is, it can be difficult too, right? You also need two to tango, whether that's free agency or trade. So we have to balance all those things and understand what's the best avenue for us to go down.
And I think, what is that avenue? If you want to be very candid about the Detroit Pistons right now, let's just say you want to make a trade, okay? You think this team is close in the Eastern Conference. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. They're probably not. Probably 2 or 3 years away from truly competing for a championship, but you never know. This is the NBA. We see players change.
Cleveland did it in 2 years.
Cleveland did it in 2 years. Okay.
Pacers.
Again, how close are the Pacers? How close are the Cavs? We'll find out.
Pacers are closer than Cavs.
Exactly right now, but we'll see. But are you going to trade away, let's say, in a Sar Thompson, are you going to trade away a Jalen Duren to make this team take it to the next level next year and not consider 3, 4, 5 years down the road what these guys will be essentially? Because I think Sar Thompson is going to be a flat-out superstar. I could be totally wrong about that and all that good stuff, but I think Sar is that damn good. Jalen Duren, to me, is as good a player down in the low post, good a player down defensively as we have in this league. I don't know about defensively, but he's getting there. He's a rim protector, kind of embodies what this team wants to be. So I don't know if you do anything crazy, let's say that. And I think that's what Trajan Langdon has to balance this offseason. Do I do something crazy, or do I just stay the course
first and foremost, like Duke guys are Duke guys. Like as soon as you hear him talking, you know they went to Duke because he sounds just like J.J. Redick, who sounds just like Grant Hill, who sounds just
I
like
wouldn't want
Johnny
J.J. Redick
Dawkins.
with our team.
No, I'm talking about how he sounds.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Trajan Langdon.
Sure.
I was just talking about at the press conference how he sounded. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, man, but
No. Nas, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, me and Anson. Nas Reed is the name that comes to mind out of Dallas. Yeah, it's a player, stretch four. You get a stretch four, it allows Jalen Duren to just be a rim protector. Jalen Duren is a piece that I like. Jalen Duren is a piece that I don't want to go anywhere. If you focus him as a rim protector, that's what he's going to do. You notice his free throws. You notice the touch on his shots. He's a great 5. Old school 5 that can shoot free throws, energy guy. You need a stretch 4 so that he can just focus on that. But it's going to be interesting. I think it's like the Detroit Tigers. I think it's like, well, I mean, I know they went after Alex Bregman, but it's like the Detroit Tigers. It's like the Detroit Lions. They like the guys they're drafting. They don't want to forego the future for this year or 2 years. They want to bring in players to get better, stay better, and build through the draft and build through the players in Cade Cunningham so that you have an extended amount of success. You don't want to forego, and now 2 years from now, we're right back in a similar situation.
Well, you speak of Cade Cunningham. Here's what Langdon said today about Cunningham, because, look, you could talk about J.B. Bickerstaff, you could talk about Trajan Langdon, and you could talk about Hardaway and Beasley and all these guys. The Pistons were as good as they were this year because this guy took the next step. And what more next steps can he take? That's Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, he had an incredible year. Stats-wise, he was fantastic. He got better, but I think people that knew basketball already knew that he was a hell of a talent and he was capable of doing that, but he hadn't driven winning, and he was our main driver. He was the driver of winning for us this year. I think that's the biggest step, and it's the hardest step to take is turning your stats into actually meaningful things and driving winning. It's really, really hard to do. I think he was looking at other people and had targets on their backs. And I think now he's going to have a target on his, where people are going to be like, well, I'm going against Cade Cunningham tonight. I'm going to get my rest because people are going to be watching, and I can make a name for myself, and I can really impact, my stature in a game if I have a really good game against the Pistons and Cade. And I don't think that really started happening until probably game 60 or 70, where people started looking at us and him in that manner. And I think it's going to start from jump next year. So I think the big thing for him is we've talked to him about it, just getting in elite shape. Obviously incredibly skilled, incredibly talented, understands the leadership part of it. Now has a little bit of late season experience and playoff experience, knows how that feels. So kind of understanding what you're training for in the summer. Once you've experienced it, you can train for it because you felt it. If you've never experienced playoff basketball, you can't understand the level you have to go to. And now he understands that, he's felt it, and so he should be training for first, second round of the playoffs and not training for game 45 anymore. And so being in elite shape, I think it will be a huge thing for him.
Just such a great point. You don't know what you're up against until you're up against it. You could think about the playoffs all you want, but until you're in the playoffs, you don't know what they're really like. You don't know what it's like to play in front of a wild atmosphere at Little Caesars Arena. You don't know what it's like to play playoff basketball, because if you've watched 82 games in the regular season this year, Braylon, what you got in the 6 games of the playoffs was completely different. Mm-hmm. It is night and day. It is completely different the way playoff basketball was played and officiated to what they did 82 nights of the regular season.
Yeah, these teams are finding out that you need a good coach. You need a good coach in the playoffs. But Cade will get a lot better. A lot better. And I'm glad you said that, to your point. I didn't make the playoffs to year 5. So when I made the playoffs, Ryan, year 5 with the New York Jets, go to playoffs, play against the Bengals, then we play against the Chargers and then the Colts. I didn't realize that the season would get so long. I didn't realize that I would get fatigued. I didn't realize that I had to start paying attention more to what I was eating throughout the week. I had to start paying attention to, I don't need to be going out. Things become more important once you get to the playoffs. You understand what distractions you can remove. You understand how you want to build your body up, the things you need to be paying attention to during the season as well. And Cade is that. Cade eats, sleeps basketball. That's all. Whenever you see him, he's at LCA or he's at the Pistons Performance Center, so I think he will get better. He's got to learn. He's got to be a better shooter next year. He's got to know in those moments when the game's not coming to anybody else, you have to take over. You have to know how to get the hot hand involved as well. These are things that just naturally come. Tim Hardaway, that position right there, whoever they bring in is going to be very valuable.
Yesterday, Anson, he's a big basketball guy. I like to take his word sometimes. And he basically said, you're not going to see Malik Beasley anymore. You're not going to see Tim Hardaway Jr. anymore. They're going to go out and try to shop around. You heard him say, Nas, yesterday from the T-Wolves. Maybe he comes over here. There's a couple other guys that may
he
on
wants
the
Gary
market.
Trent Jr.
Yeah, he also
Nas.
met Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go out and get Devin Booker. Let's go out and get Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Anson's, bring me back down to earth. Because let's face it, most of us wanted the Lions to go out and get an edge rusher, right? We wanted Max Crosby. We wanted Myles Garrett. We want anybody. Trey Hendrickson, bring up. But they like their own players. And I think I don't want to give up any of these Pistons. I don't. I even like Dennis Schroeder. And I think he's an asset to keep. But Cade, I got to really concentrate on watching Cade in that playoffs series. And I'll tell you, he's not mentioned as a great ball handler, but he sure is a great ball handler. He's got eyes behind his head because the Knicks were trying to attack him, trying to steal the ball. He knew everyone. He knew where he was on that court, and he was directing traffic, telling people where to go. I loved what he did, and I know a lot of people say he didn't do enough. He did plenty. He did plenty. And then, Braylon, you brought up the coach. You need a good coach to get you through. And that's another thing Anson said. He blames J.B. Bickerstaff for the loss. A couple other people I've talked to blame Bickerstaff for the loss to the Knicks. Do you think that he coached poorly in that series?
I think he had his moments. I think there were some moments that he could have been better in that would have helped the Detroit Pistons out 100%, whether it was calling timeouts, whether it was rotational situations, conversations that he could have had with Cade Cunningham. Yes, he could have been better. But at the same time, you can only be as good as the players on your team. And they do not have the team just quite yet to really make that noise in the second round of the playoffs or the third round of the playoffs like you wanted, man. So JB, to a certain extent, is handicapped, much like Dan Campbell was in 2022. We gave Aaron Glenn how many excuses? Mm-hmm. And then once we started seeing the players roll in, we were like, no. We were right to wait. They were right to say what they said. So I think JB is a better coach than he showed, but you need players to really make the impact. So I don't think he has the players that he wants to call the plays that he wants. They have no half-court offense. Like the Pistons have really no half-court offense.
That's true.
In order to win, you can't play like that because right now they're just playing off the talent of Cade Cunningham,
right.
the grind, the physicality,
Hustle.
beating people up, hustle. That's how they're winning now. That's not how you win championships. So I like this first step. But the next step is when you get players you can coach different.
Let me ask you guys this question because you mentioned Beasley and you mentioned Tim Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously, look, I love Tim Hardaway. Obviously, if there's a player that's probably not going to be back, it's probably going to be Tim Hardaway. I just don't know if he fits right now with this team. If you could have everybody back, great. With additions, great. I'm just not sure you can do that.
We got to stop doing that.
Well, I just don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe they can't get the guy they want, so they'll re-sign Tim Hardaway.
Yeah,
You know
so he can continue to jack up shots in primetime spots in the big games.
Again, I would rather re-sign him if they can't get the guy that they want through trade or free agency. Is that fair enough?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Fair.
So I don't want to cast him aside just yet until I see what the replacement is. It's so many times where we just want to toss guys to the side of the road and not see what they're actually going to bring in.
Well, it worked for Josh Reynolds. We got rid of Josh Reynolds and brought in Tim Patrick. It worked.
That's right. That worked.
But we didn't go as far.
You said what?
We didn't go as far.
But it wasn't Tim Patrick's fault.
Either way, what I'm trying to say is we here in Detroit have fallen in love. It was a long way to get to this. We have fallen in love with so many players that wear our team's jersey. And I think for many Pistons fans, we have fallen in love with Malik Beasley. And when somebody says they've been in the NBA for 9 years and they've never had more fun coming to the gym than they had this year, and that guy is saying that about a team that maybe 99% of the NBA felt like this would be a complete black hole of their career,
Right.
to come play for a Pistons organization that was among the worst in sports.
3 years straight.
How don't you re-sign that guy? That's right, unless there's somebody out there that just knocks your socks off. And that is Trajan Langdon's task this offseason. Is there that guy that he's going to bring in that makes this team better? Does he believe Malik Beasley is that guy? Or will he fall in love with Beasley because of who he is, the type of person he is, and maybe you look away from a couple of things on the court, a couple of shortcomings on the court, because you like what he gives to your team in a locker room sense. You like the connection that he has to the fan base. That is something that I think I'm going to be watching throughout this offseason. One of the top storylines for the Pistons this offseason.
How you feel about Jamal Williams? Did you miss him?
I did not.
At the time, though.
No, I did not.
But
I thought that was fool's gold.
But,
the running back you're talking about.
But you're one
Yes.
of a very few.
Yes.
Got to have Jamal Williams back. You see what he did? Oh my God, 19 touchdowns. He broke Barry's
and
record.
18 of them were from a yard out.
You see what he
Right.
did? This is the guy we got to have. You like Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes.
You like David Montgomery?
Yes.
Yesterday I had a conversation. I'll make it quick.
Great analogy. Take your time.
No. I make it fast. I said the analogy my mom gave me when I was a kid. Not everybody is supposed to go to every floor with you when you go to the top. People come into your life for a season, and then they're gone. They're not necessarily there. They're there to make you better. They're there for you to take something from and then move to the next situation. Not everybody gets to go to the top, and it's okay. Malik Beasley, he's got stuff on and off the court. Doesn't play any defense. On the court, off the court, he's got other things going on. Is it going to seep into the season? Is there going to be a game where I need Malik Beasley and I have to worry about some off the field issue? Like, that's real things. That's why there's a conversation had. I love Malik Beasley for what he did. I love the three-point ball. I love Malik Threesley and all that. I love the Pistons season this year. But I also love the fact that they're in a space to win. They are in a space to get better and eventually win another Larry O'Brien. And I got to look at all the options, and I think an option is moving on.
You know who Malik Beasley reminds me of a little bit? John Barry. Remember John Barry of the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah.
I don't think, if you go back to the going to work Pistons, there might not be a bigger fan favorite than John Barry.
2-0.
John Barry did not win the 04 championship with the Detroit Pistons. He was not on that team. The Pistons improved that team. They got better.
Yeah.
And they did so with players like Lindsey Hunter. They did so with players like Mike James.
Why did they go get Lindsey Hunter?
Because he played defense. You know,
The Pitbulls.
and
2 championships.
but again, I think everybody, Larry Brown included, Joe Dumars included, would have loved to have been able to give a ring on that 04 championship team to John Barry, to Michael Curry. But they couldn't. They had to keep going. They had to improve their roster. And Beasley feels like that kind of player. Hardaway feels like that kind of player for me. Those guys that help get you here, but not to the top floor.
What you're missing on this team now, you don't have the guys that can give you those moments because they've been there before. You don't have guys on this team that have won championships. You don't have guys on this team that have been in the scrum. Yeah, I know Tobias had a couple stints with the Clippers and the Sixers. We know how that played out. You need guys that have won championships. Drew Holiday is a guy, left the Pelicans. He goes to Milwaukee. They win a championship. He leaves Milwaukee, goes to Boston. They win a championship. Drew Holiday's not the most expensive person in the world at the time. You got to have some of that. You need some experience. You see these players that are winning in this, you see the teams that are having some success in the playoffs. A lot of experienced guys on these rosters that are winning game 1s, game 2s.
Schroeder.
A lot and how many times was he the second leading scorer?
Yep.
Caruso the other night for OKC. He was the second leading scorer next to SGA. Russell Westbrook. had 18 points. So you got to have somebody that's been here with experience that you can trust on in those moments that can help Cade versus Cade having to pull these guys up.
Cliff Robinson, Uncle Cliff, he's another player on that.
He helped Rasheed Wallace.
What?
He gave Rasheed Wallace the game on how to defend Shaq, and that's what he used on Shaq.
But
100%.
again,
Rest in peace.
Uncle Cliffy's dead?
Yeah, he died a long time ago.
He did?
Yeah, like
Cliff Robinson?
like 16, maybe like 16, 15, 14.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. But again, Uncle Cliffy is another name on the
07.
These guys that got you here, and then what do? You go out and get a Rasheed Wallace for the championship. You know, I mean, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Not everybody goes to the top floor with you.
No.
That's well said. Guys, we got to take a break. When we come back.
But you still remember him because you're
That's
still
right.
talking about John Barry.
I want to do one reason potentially why the Pistons did not have a half-court offense and one guy that can help them do that next year. Also, we're going to play a little game called Guess the Lions Schedule. We'll do that this segment as well. And then, Braylon Edwards, we're going to do Can You Say? Top of our number 2 as well. So
all these new games.
Lots of fun here today.
Oh, hey, Maz.
Hey, Maz.
Dynamite dropping.
Welcome back to the show, Maz.
Thanks,
First,
man.
the message.
I want to know how to start this thing again.
From Buddy's Pizza. Buddy's Pizza been serving the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. 79 years later, 22 locations in the state of Michigan, including where it all began on the corner of 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards, earn points on every purchase, and receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's Pizza mobile app. Start earning today. Add some Detroit style to your next meal. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's the number 10, MEAL. Buddy'sPizza.com. Buddy'sPizza.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsAndSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Calling all Tiger fans, it is time to get you guys involved in the White Claw Tigers Tour. Join us for the White Claw Tigers Tour watch party. Woodward Sports will be hitting four of the top bars in Detroit, starting with McShane's Irish Pub. That's where the heavies will be, May 23rd. That is a Friday. Then they'll be at Nemo's on June 13th. It's my boy Justin's birthday. Shout out to Justin. Second best. And then Old Miami. That's a fun group of spots. They're all downtown. They're all right in the mix. Not too far from Comerica Park. This is what it is, man. This is what you wanted. Your Tigers are number one in the AL. Why not come support? And why not let White Claw and Woodward Sports help you do so? This is brought to you by East Town Distributors and Ben Johnson Law. Be a part.
Hey, great stuff. Braylon, you had mentioned something I wanted to pick on a moment ago. We're going to get to some Lions this segment as well, so stay tuned for that.
Let's do it.
You had mentioned something during the last segment, Bray, about how this team doesn't have a half-court offense.
Yeah.
They don't. It's Cade Cunningham. It's who can get open. It's jacking threes. It's lob.
It's the NBA.
If they don't have a lob at the rim, chances are they probably don't have a set play.
Not at all.
How much could Jaden Ivey help that? That's the question. And Trajan Langdon, in his end-of-season press conference, was asked about that today. Here's what the Pistons general manager had to say about really one of the most intriguing players this offseason. What will Jaden Ivey bring to this team next year?
I don't think you mentioned there was Jaden Ivey. How would you assess this season before getting hurt? And did anything he do over the first 2 months change the way you guys view his ceiling or his long?
Several players, so I apologize for that. J.I. has a session today. He's down there working in the weight room and on the court. This has been painful for him. He's an incredible human being and teammate, and he's been supportive, but it's been hard watching our run and watching the playoffs and knowing how competitive he is. And, he won 2 games for us. So in the end of the day, that's huge. And he had an incredible first 2 months of the season, and he helped us turn around. So I'm excited to see what his summer looks like and what he's going to look like coming back in the fall as well. He's a guy that impacts the game on both ends of the floor and in between in transition. So adding him to the roster that we have, I think, will create an even more explosive dynamic and something else that our coaches and players can use to help us win games and have even more success. And I think he is going to come back a better version than he was last year.
We still don't know whether or not Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham can play together, do we?
Not really.
I mean, we really don't. We have
Not for the long haul. We don't know.
Yeah.
Short term, yeah, they did all right, but not for the long haul yet. I always thought he'd be the great trade piece. But here's a guy that you talk about. Malik Beasley wanted to be here. This kid wants to be here. It's where his mom's from. This is a place for him.
His dad's from
Javin Hunter.
His dad
Javin Hunter,
Day.
Of course.
Yeah, Country Day. I think we forget, because he hasn't played in so long, what the strides that he was taking. He had 16 threes in his last 5 games. 16 threes made. He was shooting 50% from the three-point line in his last 5 games. I think he was averaging 22 points over his last 5 games. I know it was way back in December, but this is a guy that was starting to learn the position. You talk about figuring it out. We know what happened with Monty Williams and how Monty Williams didn't want to play him, so he was able to come from that, start to have some success. J.B. Bickerstaff come here. We know what type of coach he is. He's able to get the best out of young talent. We saw that this year. So there really, truly could be something there. Trajan Langdon likes him. He was very confident in him. I mean, that's good to hear. I trust Trajan Langdon so far. Hasn't given me a reason not to. So maybe Jaden Ivey is that piece. Coming out of Purdue, a lot of people wanted him, including you. This is the guy that you wanted over everybody else.
I would have picked him number 1 overall that year.
And I 100%, you said that this is no smoke. Ryan said that. So maybe I can get excited about it because I just haven't seen it in a while. I've been so focused on what they have on the court now. So sometimes you need a good reminder. And I think that's what Trajan Langdon just gave us.
Pretty interesting stuff.
I always brought up when Purdue played and he was on Purdue.
He didn't do
my
anything.
St. Peter's Peacocks knocked Purdue out of the tournament. And I'm like, he didn't do anything against them. And then you wanted him at number 1. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I was with Maz.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, St. Peter's beat him. So, anyway.
I love that kid.
I like him too.
Yeah. It was just one of those things for me where if you look at Purdue players that come into the NBA, with the exception of Big Dog, like, who's the guy? Because Purdue has a ton of talent every year. And then the NBA comes and it's like crickets. So that's why I was scared, being honest.
All right, guys, let's turn our attention to the NFL. The schedule comes out
Lions
next
fan.
week, and I couldn't be
Yeah, Sheila.
more excited for the 2025 NFL schedule. So I thought we'd play a game, Guess the Lions' Schedule. How about a little music for us here, Ricky Burns? Now, this isn't pick 17 games. Home, away. No, we're going to have a little bit more fun than that, okay?
Let's put up the teams there, Pete.
You got it, buddy. Season opener.
Okay, so here's the Guess the Schedule question. The first question, who wants to go first, by the way? I feel like we need to go one person at a time. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You'll go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Pete Spivak, you go first.
Appreciate it, man. I tell you what,
all right,
Lions
well-
season opener?
Season opener, go for it.
You got it, my man. I tell you what, taking a look at that
You can't
schedule.
say I'm going first and then say,
Okay.
okay.
It's going to be the Washington Commanders.
Washington
that is the
Commanders.
team that I am selecting for the season opener for the Lions because that's the best matchup on the board.
All right, who will they play Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving, let's see. Let me get out the Thanksgiving schedule. I didn't know you were going to do it that way. Sorry about that.
All right, never mind.
No. I've got it now. I didn't know you were going to go down that route. And the Thanksgiving Day game is going to be against the Green Bay Packers.
All right.
Yes. And then for the season finale, I am going to go with, let us finish up with Tampa Bay.
All right.
That is how I have
I'm not
it.
mad at that.
Very good.
Right, guy?
Very good.
Prime time.
All right, Braylon, let's do it this way, okay? I'm sorry. Let's go one question at a time.
Thank you.
All the way around.
Way to go,
Okay.
Pete. Way to go, Pete.
Way to lead it
We'll
off.
go one question
Hey,
at a time.
I got something for you. Don't let Pete cook.
No. I spent all my
Okay.
Christmas
He
We'll
used
do
it all
that.
yesterday. He
I
used
spent
it
all my
That's
Christmas
it.
yesterday.
By the way, the NFL schedule comes out 1 week from tonight,
Can't
8
wait.
p.m. next Wednesday, May 14th. That is why considered to do this. Guess the schedule. I've got 4 questions for you. Let me just set it up.
Gotcha.
Who do you think the Lions will play the opener? Who do you think they'll play Thanksgiving Day? How many primetime games they will play?
Okay.
And who will their finale be?
Are we assuming
Okay.
all of these are home games, by the way?
No, just whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
However,
Thanksgiving's usually a home.
who? Okay, so we'll start. Tom Mazaway, who will the Lions play for the opener?
I'm going to stick with it, even though they have the Hall of Fame game, which kind of threw a little monkey wrench in. They're going to play the 31st against the Chargers on national TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still going to have them as the national game. The Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles on a Thursday night. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and the gang to open up the season.
Braylon Edwards, who will the Lions play on their opener, season opener?
Pete Spivak hit it on the head. It's the Commanders. You got to have the Commanders. They want to save the Eagles and the Lions for later on down the road or whatever. It's the Washington Commanders. You saw that game. The Commanders, they came in here. They beat the Lions. That's fresh on everybody's mind. I think you want to see that rematch sooner than later. Give me the Commanders, like Pete said.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, I'm going to go with the opener. I will say they will start on Thursday Night Football against the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. That's the matchup I think everybody expected they'd get in the NFC Championship game a year ago. So I'm going to say Lions at Eagles for the NFL opener. Ricky, you got a pick?
I'm Commanders for the opener. I'm with them. I'm going with Commanders.
There it is.
All right. I'm going to start this one. Lions on Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
A rematch
Because
from the Silverdome day.
This will be a a CBS game. Lions were on Fox last year, so they played the Bears.
Oh, that's right.
It'll be a CBS game, so it will most likely be against an AFC opponent this year. And if you look at the home schedule, you either got one or two on. Now the Browns intrigue me because of Shedeur Sanders on Thanksgiving Day. That could potentially be it, but right now I'll say the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I agree with you. And I'll throw in Aaron Rodgers is going to play for the Steelers on that day.
There you go.
And can I change since I forgot? I'll go with the Browns too. I agree with you on that.
All right, Braylon.
I had the Steelers.
Steelers?
Yeah, 100%. It makes sense.
NFC North, man. Thanksgiving is for NFC North. It's going to be the Vikings this year.
They
the
didn't
Vikings.
Play the NFC North 2 years ago.
NFC North. Almost every Thanksgiving Day is an NFC North game. And now you talk about CBS, it ain't the AFC anymore. It's a mishmash.
I understand.
They take anybody, any games.
I understand, but you can't go 4 NFC teams out of the box because you know Dallas is probably going to play the New York Giants or the Eagles.
I'm picking the Vikings. You pick who the hell you want. Taking the Vikings. Right. I'm laying in this freaking coffin right now. Okay, I can't move.
It's a really nice coffin.
It is great.
All right.
I want to turn it on and say goodnight to you guys.
Right. All right, guys. The last couple of years, the Lions have played the Minnesota Vikings at home in the finale.
Correct. They ain't going to be the finale.
It will not be at Ford Field, and it will not be the Minnesota Vikings. We'll say Utah Mazaway.
It's the Bears.
The Bears.
It's the Bears.
In Chicago?
No, home.
3 straight years.
Yes.
At home for a finale.
Yes. Home for the Bears.
Bray.
I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm trying to be creative. I'm not trying to be boring. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Boring?
That's what I was going to
Because we can just get up here. You can eliminate all the other teams.
90% of the games at the last game is a division game.
Man.
So I'm just using my head.
Man, you're absolutely right. You won. You're correct.
I know, but I'm not boring.
But you're not boring. I'm saying, but doing that is boring.
Gotcha.
In that case, the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings. That's what I would go with.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cowboys. I think that was going to be the finale.
You go with the Cowboys. I'm going to say at Green Bay. At Green Bay, like when they ended Aaron Rodgers' career in Green Bay. I'm going to say Lions at Green Bay.
Makes sense.
For the finale. Okay?
What about Lions and Rams? How does that sound?
Lions and Rams sounds good, but I'm going to go Lions at Packers for the finale. All right, as far as primetime games, I don't even know if there's a rule for this anymore, but you used to not be able to exceed 6 primetime games.
Right on.
I'm not sure if that's the case anymore or not. I don't even think they have a thing anymore where every single team at some point has to be on a primetime standalone game schedule. I don't believe they have that anymore this season. But as far as primetime goes, I will say 6 primetime games, including Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
Got it.
I'm with you. Give me the 6 back as well. Last year was 5. I'll go 1 more. I'll go 6.
Give me, including Thanksgiving, give me 5. I think he's thinking 5. The only reason I think there are still some new fun teams that you want to see. So last year we had 6. There's some new teams that people want to see. The Commanders, guarantee they're going to get a couple games this year. So
no doubt.
I'd say 4, 5, including Thanksgiving.
All right, now the fun part. I'm going to extrapolate this a little bit.
Ooh, extrapolate.
Break it down a little bit for you. Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and Monday night football. So I've got 6 primetime games. I'm going to go with 2 Thursday night games. And included in Thursday night, I'm going to say Thanksgiving, okay? Because of the Thursday game.
Makes sense.
So they will have Thursday Thanksgiving and play another Thursday night football. So that's 2 Thursday night football. I'm going to go 3 Sunday night football games. That is going to be incredible. 3 Sunday night football games and only 1 Monday night football game. And I will say of these 6 games, including Thanksgiving, I'm going to say only 2 of those games will be at home. I think they get, obviously, the Thanksgiving Day game, and they get one other divisional opponent, perhaps, in prime time. Because if you look at this road schedule, at Washington, at Baltimore, at Kansas City, LA, at Cincinnati, I mean, every game on the road, at the Rams, every game on the road is a primetime game. At Baltimore, you're going to have 4 primetime games on the road this year.
A lot of 4:30 games, I bet, too.
Same.
What you did was a little confusing. I'm going to just tell you this. Book Monday Night Football, Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson versus Dan Campbell.
That's got to be.
Book it.
I hope the Monday night crew gets some good games this year. What a waste. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. It's like an afterthought now. Monday night football.
Sunday night football has become the game,
I'm afraid so.
I agree.
Yes.
And I'm not even afraid so.
I am. Aren't you tired by then?
No.
You're not ready to just watch a show?
I'm just ramping up.
You're not ready just to watch a show.
Look, I said it before. I thought last year's NFL season was boring.
Yeah.
And a lot of the enjoyment came from Sunday Night Football. That was like the only game of the week that I felt was somewhat enjoyable.
Sundays.
There was a lot of bad football last year.
Also, I think on Sundays now you're only now that your team is good, now that the Lions are good, you're only watching the Lions and then what the Sunday night game is. Those are the only two games that I really, really paid attention to. Like the 4 o'clock games, yeah, I tune in a little bit, tune out a little bit. Sunday night and Detroit Lions, the only 2 games that I care about.
The first thing I do is,
and the Jets.
On a Wednesday, I'll go online and I'll see the announcer list.
Right.
USA Today puts it out. This Arizona Republic thing puts it out. I go on and I'm looking. All right, who are the Lions getting this week? Oh, good. They're gonna get Kevin Burkhardt and the guys. Oh God, they're gonna get Kenny Albert. Oh God, not Kenny Albert. And then the primetime games, I look where Nance is. I look where Burkhardt is, and those are the games that I want to watch with those announcers. Adam Amin, love him. Bunch of guys out there, but that's how I plan my football weekend.
Did you see, speaking of football weekend and how you're going to plan it, did you see, and I sent this to you guys earlier in the day, what Fox Sports had as far as the strength of schedule goes for the teams? The hardest strength of schedule in the NFL next year, the New York Giants. The second hardest schedule, the Cleveland Browns. The third the hardest schedule is the Detroit Lions. There are only 2 teams in football that will have a more difficult schedule than Detroit. Does that make it a little bit – does that change at all how you feel about this team? Just to dial it up week in, week out, every game, there are no gimmies on that schedule. Maybe Pittsburgh, but – I don't even know if Pittsburgh, you could even put Pittsburgh in that category. The Lions don't have one gimme on this schedule.
Not at all.
Does that change the way you feel about maybe the floor for the season? You know, you look at a season, you look at a schedule, you say, okay, what's the ceiling, what's the floor? Because their strength of schedule is third hardest in the NFL, does it change the floor that you have for this team? Like by floor, I'd say 10-7.
That's the floor?
That's the floor.
I can't see him losing 7 games.
I can't either. But
I'll say the floor is 11, and I know the over/under is 10.5.
Very well could be 11-6 is the floor.
I think it'll be better than that, though.
It doesn't change what I think about this team. I think 11 is the floor. I think they can maybe get to 12. Maybe they hit 10, but I think they will. I think 11 is the number for me. They have some opponents, a lot of things that they have to deal with this year in terms of figuring themselves out. They're going to ease into the season. We'll see what the start of the season is. But saying 11 is the floor, it's safe. But I don't think it changes because you still have the same system in play. You still have that offensive line. You still have Jared Goff. You still have Dan Campbell, who's now going at this for a 5th year. You still have the talent at the running back room. You still have the wide receivers. You have the tight ends. And you've increased some on the defensive side of the ball through the trade and the draft. So it doesn't change. I think this is still a team that is destined to get to you-know-where. 11's the floor.
Isn't this the first of all, I just have to say this. This still is crazy to me. We are talking, Pete, would you put up that home road schedule for a minute?
Sure, buddy. Hang on.
Look at this schedule for 1 minute. And we are sitting here on a sports show in Detroit, and we are saying that the absolute worst we think the Lions have the ability to do next year is 11-6. That still is so beautiful to me.
How many non-playoff teams are they playing?
This is the most beautiful segment we've ever done. You can look at that schedule and say, I think the worst they can do is 11-6.
Right.
That's freaking awesome.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Right. Because what we're not doing is we're not doing the same thing for the other teams on that list that we're doing for the Lions in terms of, well, the Lions, this happened and that happened and maybe this happened and maybe this is a small concern. Every team on that list got issues. Kansas City Chiefs, are they still the same Kansas City Chiefs? Are they going to be that Cincinnati? Do they have a defense? Do they have a defense? The Cowboys, laughable. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mason Rudolph is their starting quarterback right now. Baltimore Ravens, love Lamar Jackson. I know the record against the NFC. At some point, you got to do something more than just the regular season. So if you chalk that up as a win, it is what it is. I think they have a lot of questions talking about the teams that they play against that are more than what the Lions actually have. The Lions are returning the defense in which we think, in estimation, why they didn't make the Super Bowl. 25 injuries.
Listen to me. I don't bet, but if I did, I would pound the over.
Right.
Pound the over. That's how confident I am that they'll win 12 games. Why? Why should they lose? Why should they not win 12 games? They won 15 last year. I don't care about the schedule.
It's not the same team. Each year is different.
I'm betting on 12 or more. I truly am.
I think you have to at this point, right? I mean, I think they're going to win every game they play again. Once that schedule comes out, we sit here on Thursday and talk win, loss for them.
But
we do all that. I think, again, Braylon, I'm only going to say loss because I don't believe you can go 17-0. It's not because I think they're good. It's not because I think the other team's better than them.
I will say this. One of the biggest things, and Maz, you like, why are they going to get beat? One of the biggest things that you loved about this Lions team, Ryan, was the coaching staff.
That's right.
That's all you kept saying. Coaching staff has been together 3 years. Coaching staff has been together 4 years. Well, this coaching staff has really seen a shakeup.
Yep.
That's a major thing. Everybody keeps talking about, Ben Johnson wasn't it. He wasn't the catalyst. Aaron Glenn, he has his disciple. Those things very well may be true. But until we see it, you don't know. So I think it's fair to say we don't know.
Very fair.
That's fair. Right. Hey, coming up next, can you say? Braylon, can you say? We'll do that coming up next. But first, a message from Dr. Pierce.
All right, guys. Attention, sports fans. Do not miss out on our expert sports injury insider. That's Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine. He is here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. He joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Wait till he gets in this chair tomorrow. He'll be here tomorrow with us, of course. Dr. Jeff Pierce will keep you in the game. Hey, I go to PT twice a week for my arm, both arms, getting better. Thank you to Faith. Thank you to Kara for taking great care of me. You should try it as well. They don't only just do sports. They don't only just do spines. They do everything. And it's just, you don't have to be an athlete. You could be a doof like me, an oaf.
You're a king.
Give them a call. MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or 248-426-9944. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
I don't know what a doof is, but you're a pharaoh in that
Thanks,
chair.
brother.
I know you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at shop.woodwardsports.com. Hoodies, tees, hats, all the teams you need. Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, they got you, all right? Shop.woodwardsports.com. Throw that old stuff away. It's new seasons, new year. Let's do it. Shop.woodwardsports.com. We'll be right back.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 that you get to keep in your pocket. Call them today, 248-290-8242. Check them out online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242, to make your dreams come true.
Sorry, go ahead, Braylon Edwards. Go ahead.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, this is where you should work out, man. Gyms are squeaky clean, trainers with every membership, and all the machines are clean, brand new, and they get you in shape, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the proof right there. Come on down. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Speaking of dreams, today's one of those days that we are very fortunate to be able to do what we do. I mean, every day we're very fortunate to be able to do what we do, but today specifically because we are going to give away a wish. Chad Johnson and his team here at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Chad started Wicked Awesome Wishes as a charity foundation to help those in need. And today in studio, we are going to give a check away. You're gonna hear a remarkable story, and I hope everybody sticks around for that. There is no doubt that Chad Johnson, one of the great people in this business, and he's going to give away a lot of money, and we're going to have an opportunity to make somebody's wish come true here today at Woodward Sports. So look forward to that coming up at about, if you're watching live, in about 30 minutes from now, and if you're not watching live, 30 minutes from now. So Braylon Edwards, I'll swing it over to you and continue on from here. It is called Can You Say?
Can you say that? Very simple. Ask a couple questions. Can you say that? You tell me yes or no. Explain the answer. We'll make it fun. Make it quick. Get in and out. You want to start with the Pistons, Tigers, or Lions?
You tell me, baby. You're running the show.
Well, we've been going with the Lions, so let's do that. How about, can you say you truly believed in the draft? 2025, Ryan Ermanni.
Yes, I can say that I truly believed in the draft. I think that Brad Holmes got really good football players to make this team good for an extended period of time. They got good football players that are going to help this team for a long time, many, many years.
Tom Maswell, you had a couple questions and concerns about the draft. Can you say you believe in it?
Well, I was waiting for them to get that edge rusher. We all want that edge rusher. And they got one in the 6th round. And we'll see how good he turns out from Boise State, Hussein. But I love what they did. They protected their team. They got an interior pass rusher in Tyleik Williams. And then they came back. They got the O-lineman from Georgia. They got linebacker help. They got cornerback help. And they got wide receiver help. Yeah, a lot of people say they reached. They reached for Tesla. But we don't know that yet. I believe that Brad Holmes thinks he found himself his new Puka Nacua. And he looked at his Rams back in the day, go out and get this guy. And he got Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. And we all know what Tom Brady became, and he was drafted in the 6th round. So I believe in Brad Holmes. The best thing Brad Holmes does is draft. That's his specialty. So, yes, I'm on board, Bray.
Yes. I can truly say that I believed in the draft this year. Look, depth isn't sexy. Offensive linemen aren't sexy. 335 pounds, 3 techniques, they aren't sexy. I don't necessarily agree with the move to move up 2 picks. Trade 2 picks to move up for Tesla, but we will see what he is. Like, I believe there is something there. So we'll see. Maz hit the nail on the head. So far, Brad Holmes has not left us anything to question in terms of the draft. Last year is still up for review. But I'm going to say I believe in the draft because depth is what killed you last year. So I believe in it.
All right.
I truly believe in it. Here we go. Number 2. Can you say the Lions are still the number 2 team in the NFC?
I cannot. Okay.
Got you with that one.
Yes, I do believe the Lions are the second best team in the NFC. I know Washington beat them. I know Washington's coming. I don't think Washington is there yet.
Yeah.
I would say the Eagles are absolutely number 1 in the NFC, and the Lions are right on their heels at number 2. A healthy Detroit Lions team. I would have loved to have seen them play Philadelphia last year, and maybe we'll see it this year.
Tom Aswell, same question.
I can't argue with that. They are for sure the number 2 or possibly the number 1 team because the Philadelphia Eagles, they're the Super Bowl champs a couple times now. They're great, no question. But can they repeat again? It's hard to repeat. Chiefs did it. Eagles lost a lot of players off that Super Bowl team. The Lions gained a lot of players back. They were decimated last year, and they won 15 games. They can't be less than number 2, Brad.
And can I just say this? Maz, you're an NFC East guy.
Absolutely.
I don't think has it been 20 years since the team has repeated
correct.
division champs?
20 years and counting.
I mean, if you're just going on history, right? If you're just purely going on history, Washington's going to win that division.
Possibly.
So Philadelphia is going to have to go to Washington.
Giants might win it.
Probably not.
Okay.
But maybe.
This is true. If the Washington Commanders win, that means they could be 13 and Eagles could be 12. Lions could be 11 wins. So still, yes, I think they still are the number 2 team. As much as you want to say Jaden Daniels, which I think is going to have an amazing career, Matt Stafford, $44 million for this season. They're locked and loaded out there. Sean McVay is excited. But the Lions are the team, man. This identity that they still have in place, I still like the Lions. So, yes, they still are the number 2 team in the NFC, respectfully. Number 3, can you say, Aiden is spelled wrong, but can you say Aiden will pick up where he left off? Pete.
Yes.
Can you say Aiden will pick up where he left off?
Well, according to Dr. Pierce, because I listened to the man, the myth, the legend, it's going to take a little bit. So I'm going to say no because he's going to still be in the recovery process, according to Dr. Pierce. So I'm going to say no, actually.
So your best friend, I turn. What do you say, Maz?
I say yes.
Okay.
And I believe what I'm watching him do is amazing.
Yeah.
His leg, it looked like a rag doll's leg. Snapped in 2 different places in his leg. And here he is running, working out, way ahead of schedule, if you ask me. He truly believed if they made the Super Bowl, he could have made an appearance. I doubt that, but that's okay. That's in the past. They didn't make it. I believe he comes right back and looks like the guy that was attacking Dak Prescott that fateful week in Dallas.
Can I ask you a question, Maz?
Yeah.
Before he got injured, how many defensive ends do you think were better than Aiden Hutchinson? What was Aiden, a top 3 guy, a top 5 guy, top 10 guy?
Yeah.
Where was he?
He's top 5 guy. Top 5 guy.
Who would be in front of him? Off the top of your head, even if it's 1 or 2 players. Garrett and Crosby.
Yeah, Garrett, Crosby, and Hendrickson. Those are the top 3. TJ Watt, that's number 4.
Okay.
There's 4 right there.
So you think
Good call.
Hendrickson's better than...
Well, he 17 and a half sacks.
Fair enough.
Back-to-back years. Back-to-back years.
Okay, so top 5 guy.
Absolutely.
Can he play top 5? That's really the question. Can I say that Aiden Hutchinson will be a top 5 player, let's just say the first half of the year? And I can't say that. I think it's going to take him some time. I think it's going to take him some time to get into football shape. I think it's going to take him some time to get his mind right. Braylon, you came off an ACL injury. You came off injuries. You know what it's like to take that first hit, to take that first pop, to have your leg rolled up on as, maybe you're blocking downfield. That stuff does matter, does it not?
It definitely does, especially when you're dealing with the ligaments, because it's really about the trust. It's about the comfortability of the mental. All right, bet I know I'm good. I know I had the surgery. But do I really trust if I jump up and land that my knee won't give out? Do I really trust that when I break, my knee won't give out? But that's ligaments. He did bone. I'm going to say he picks up where he leaves off. He got injured early in the year in October. We talk about this. There's a lot of time left before he even starts the season. I think the leadership that he does, I think the work ethic, I think he increases the level of the locker room by just being on the field and being in there. So I'd say he does pick up where he leaves off. He may not have 4.5 sacks game 2, but he'll pick off where he left off.
Remember, he was hurt in Michigan, and he came back and played like a beast. This guy is a different kind of animal. Dr. Pierce said it from day one. He's different. This guy does not take a back seat to anyone. He's not going to let his leg bother him. Will it be in his head a little? The first hit or two? For sure. And I'll be nervous as hell when I see someone chop him. But I believe he'll be right back to where he is. Give him a game.
Fair enough.
Do me a favor, Pete.
Sure. You want me to go?
Let's do this last one and then switch to
You got
Pistons.
it, buddy.
Last one. I'm going to go to you, Ricky. Can you say that Jameson Williams was a missed pick?
No. I think we talked about this before. I don't think
This
so.
is true, but I threw it on there again. I worded it different.
I mean, I can see how this could be a question because of the off-field stuff. Some of the on-field stuff, obviously. But no, I don't think he is. I think we still have yet to see 100% what he can do. I think he can benefit us in the long run.
Maz, what I originally typed on here was he a misused pick?
Oh.
So can you say that Jameson Williams was a misused pick by Brad Holmes? Remember, he moved up 20 picks to draft an individual that was 20 years old, was coming off an ACL injury, and since he's been here, I'm giving you hindsight, because since he's been here, things have happened, blah, blah, blah. You have hindsight in your favor. Was he a misused pick?
No, he was not. This is a guy that Brad locked in on, went and got. Just like Isaac Tesla, except that was the 6th round. This is the 1st round. When he sets his sights on somebody, he doesn't want anyone else to have him. And he moved up, and I completely forgot what we even gave up to move up to that number 1. It was quite a number of picks, I'm pretty sure. But to have him here and to see him go forward, he's getting better every year. I don't know what more we could ask out of him, except just don't be a knucklehead. That's all I could say.
Ryan Ermanni.
I think this guy's brilliant. I think he is as good as advertised, and I think he's going to be better this year than he was a year ago. He was better this year than he was last year. And I think it continues to go from there. I mean, the guy is just flat out solid and a superstar in the making. He's a $35 million wide receiver, whether he gets that with the Lions or somebody else. And if you're among the highest paid at your position, you're not a missed pick. I don't think. Like, you get that contract, second time around, you're not a missed pick. No.
I'm going to say it was a misused pick so far. I'm going to say it was a misused pick. You look at what he did year 1, he didn't play because he was injured, and we knew that. What happened in year 2? The gambling situation. He misses another 4 games and didn't play. And then last year he was much better, but still had some things off the – now, I lobby for him. I always lobby for him. But I think it was a misused pick up to this point, just based on those variable factors.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's get a couple Pistons topics in here, and then we can break it up.
That's what I was going to ask.
Can you say that J.B. Bickerstaff is the coach of the Pistons in 3 years?
That's a good question.
That's an interesting question, and I can't say that. I can't say that because it's one thing to make a bad team good. Can you make a good team great? They didn't believe so in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Will they believe so here in Detroit? I think that will be the case.
Wasn't Chris Finch coach of the year?
Yes.
He's down 0-2?
Or no, Chucky Atkinson.
Excuse me, him.
Yeah,
Kenny Atkinson.
Isn't he down 0-2?
Chucky Atkinson.
Isn't he down 0-2?
Yeah, I think so.
Just throwing it out there, man.
I think so.
Tom Mazaway.
I'm going to be an optimist for once and say, I think we found our coach. And, he's been a journeyman. And I watched his father, Bernie, be a head coach and be in the front office. Started with the Bullets and went from there. Excuse me. This guy, I don't know, he fits. And maybe it's because I'm jaded from the last couple of coaches that we had here. And I'm happy that the players like him and they play for him. And I like how fire he is. Goes after the refs. I like a coach that sticks up for his team and goes after the refs. That's the one thing I didn't like about Jim Caldwell. Gentleman Jim Caldwell. I loved him. And he was a winner. But the way he let those refs steal that game in 2014, I can never forgive him for it. He should have been on that field grabbing those refs. Instead, he's fiddling with his belt and his freaking headset. J.B. Bickerstaff got this team 30 extra wins. And I don't know what happened in Cleveland. I can just say Cleveland's won one championship, and it's been with LeBron James. And that was a hell of a year for them. But this time, I think JB has found his home, and he is going to go forward and win a championship here in Detroit.
I would say 2014, the black coach was still a kind of a rare thing. He didn't want to get fired. I'm messing with you. Look, I think he is, but there's one thing that he's going to have to do. Maz, you hit the nail on the head. You like it, I don't. I sat behind him twice this season in terms of where my seats were. He is MFing, dog cussing. Like when I tell you
I like that.
When I tell you the aggression left, no, I don't. Cause watch this.
All right.
You see, they didn't get that call on Tim Hardaway Jr. Refs don't like JB because he's MFing them the whole game. I didn't even know you could do that to the refs. Apparently you do because they don't tee him up. So he's got to tone that down. And you just watched the guy at the press conference, Trajan Langdon. He's a very chill guy.
He is.
He looks like he's a no-nonsense guy. That's something I guarantee they'll have conversations about this year. If he gets better this year, I'm good with that.
It's well said.
Appreciate that.
All right.
No, go ahead.
Did I answer? I already answered that one.
You did. There's more, but.
Oh, yeah. We want to take a break real quick?
Take a break.
We'll take a break and then come back, finish this up. Also want to get into major trade in the NFL today. We'll do that coming up.
We should just do that. We should jump into that.
All right, we'll do that.
Let's jump into that.
Coming up next. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Les Stanford Buick GMC has great offers for everyone. Let's get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive, $259 per month. What about a 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation, only $169 per month? Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV, only $699 per month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, QR code right there. Press and hold if you want to know more about their inventory. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Together, let's drive.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season
And take advantage of our $20 haircut special.
Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. We are the numero uno sports digital media platform around the entire globe. That's right, the entire globe. We have 6 ways for you to catch our 7 days a week programming. Over there, check it out. You got YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Come like, share, join, subscribe. Come be a part of our family. We have plenty of room for you. We love you guys, and we hope that you love us too. Right, guys.
Well, let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Lady Les. Absolutely. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. Guys, we like simple stuff, like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Welcome back, Woodward Sports. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Masway. I would say this is a pretty significant trade in the NFL today. I don't want to say major. Is it major, significant? Insert words here.
It depends.
But George Pickens, star wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has
Idiot, though.
Shipped out.
He's an idiot.
And this goes back to, when you draft people on your draft board. We just came off the NFL draft. Which guys are you taking? Which guys do you want on your team? You can have all the talent in the world, but some guys, they just don't fit in your culture. Some guys, they don't fit in your organization. And when we fans sit there and say, well, why didn't they take this guy? He was right there on the board for us. I think this is one of the reasons why. George Pickens traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you can't make it in Pittsburgh, if you can't get along with Mike Tomlin, if you don't let Mike Tomlin help shape you into be this pro player, that Pittsburgh Steeler culture, that Pittsburgh Steeler organization, they said, we don't want you anymore. That's what they said. This guy with all the talent in the world, they said, we don't want you anymore. So they sent him to Dallas for a 3rd-round pick.
He's a malcontent. He is a guy that doesn't listen, doesn't run his patterns all the way, doesn't finish his game, gets involved with players, fighting on the field as plays go on, doesn't run back to the huddle, just like the guy they traded 2 years ago. They traded the purgatory, too, Carolina, Deontay Johnson, who's been with 5 teams since then. Back and forth, back and forth. He's with Cleveland now. Good luck. Both of them. I don't know how Mike Tomlin let them do what they did. But they did. They didn't give a damn, Braylon. They didn't give a damn about who was telling them what to do. So they shipped them both off.
I'll get into George Pickens in a second. I'm going to start with Mike Tomlin. Santonio Holmes, Mike Wallace, Chase Claypool, A.B., George Pickens. You notice a trend? It's wide receivers that Mike Tomlin lets do whatever they want. He let them do whatever the hell they want. Granted, some of them great talents. A.B. has one of the meanest stretches in NFL
Could have been
history.
a Hall of Famer.
100%. Mike Tomlin allowed these individuals to act a certain way. I always hear about the Stiller way, and the Stiller way is this, and the Stiller way is that. Maybe that only applies to the defensive side of the ball. Because on the offensive side of the ball, these wideouts have been doing this for years. What George Pickens did was despicable, but it was allowed to happen. You do what you are allowed to do. So they traded him, they shipped him off. Man, this is going to be a S show. Side note, let's take a step back, Ryan. Who pulled the trigger on George Pickens leaving, because I don't think it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this was your buddy who's still winning.
It ain't my buddy.
It's just for conversation.
For effect.
Aaron Rodgers.
You don't think he'd want a guy like with that talent on the team?
If you are in your last ditch effort to save your legacy in year 41 or 42, because I'm 42, year 42, do you want George Pickens opposite of DK Metcalf? You know what you're getting out of George Pickens. You already know DK Metcalf, he'll get I was about to say a tech. He'll get a personal foul or two. He's a little diva-ish. It's okay for wide receivers to say that. He's a little diva-ish. Now you're going to mix him with this psycho? Hell of a player. But it just wouldn't end well, I think, for that offense, and then Aaron Rodgers trying to be the quarterback of said offense. Now you send him down to Dallas with CeeDee Lamb. Last time I checked, is Jerry Jones still the owner?
Yeah.
Is Brian Schottenheimer still the head coach?
He is.
This is going to blow up very fast.
You think?
Yes. 100%. This is the Cowboys we're talking about.
I'll tell you, Aaron Rodgers, if you guys remember, about a month ago, was working out with DK Metcalf.
Not George.
So, yeah, maybe he did pull the trigger. He's not signed yet.
But you know why he's not signed?
He didn't retire yet either.
It's the schedule. It's the schedule he's waiting for. Because remember when he got to the Jets? 7 primetime games?
Yeah.
His old ass didn't want to play in 7 primetime games.
Can I ask
1 o'clock games fit 40-year-old quarterbacks.
Can I ask you a question? I thought about this today, and maybe you brought it up in passing, Maz, so I'll give you credit for it if you said this. But I think you did, but I got to thinking about it today. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play for the Steelers. But I don't think he's going to retire either.
Vikings.
And I don't think he's going to play for the Vikings.
San Fran.
I think he's going to wait to see who gets hurt this year. There is going to be a quarterback that gets hurt this year. I could be wrong about this, but there's a quarterback. Maybe it's the Ravens or the Bengals or the Chargers or the 49ers or the Vikings.
Stop on 49ers. I still believe he could sign with the 49ers. They have not paid Brock Purdy yet. They pay everyone else. But they keep saying, oh, yeah, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. He's in camp. He's happy. They don't want to give him $50 million. They really don't.
No.
They don't.
And you know what else? Aaron Rodgers, I think in his heart of hearts, knows that he cannot win a Super Bowl in Pittsburgh. I think you can win a Super Bowl in San Francisco. They've got, by the way, we did the hardest schedules. The Lions having the 3rd hardest schedule this season. You know who's got the easiest number 1 schedule in the 2025 season? The San Francisco 49ers. Easiest schedule in terms of win-loss record from a year ago. Win percentage. Good job, Ricky Burns. I see you working back there.
Ricky,
but
wipe that sweat off your brow now.
Something about Aaron Rodgers tells me he is in absolutely no hurry to sign with Pittsburgh or anybody else.
And go to camp.
What is the likelihood? Let's say there's 8.
No.
Let's say there's 8 Super Bowl contenders. Okay, let's just call them out off the top of my head. Detroit, Washington, Philadelphia,
Baltimore, Kansas City,
Buffalo, the Chargers, perhaps the 49ers, perhaps. Okay, just fringe.
Yeah, okay.
Fringe teams.
Vikings,
Green Bay. What's the odds that all 10 of those quarterbacks stay healthy for the rest of the year?
You got to look at the backups there also, but you're right.
There's no backup that's going to be better than Aaron Rodgers.
No.
So maybe this is a wait-and-see approach.
This is my thing with Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go back to what I've said throughout this whole situation. Why is everybody clamoring for Aaron Rodgers? Like, this is my draft classmate.
Desperation.
But this is why I'm saying why. How many Super Bowls has Aaron Rodgers been to?
1.
How many Super Bowl wins does he have?
1.
When was that?
11,
against
I believe,
the Steelers, actually.
When, though?
11,
Super Bowl 40-something.
So people are just holding on to hope that Aaron Rodgers at 42 and everything that's been the last 6 years of his career, he wasn't even good when he was with the Green Bay Packers before he got to the Jets, before he tore his Achilles, and then had to come back from an Achilles at 41. And this is the guy who, by the way, isn't in anybody's camp, who's waiting because this is what Aaron does. This is the guy that some team is going to pick up. And, oh, by the way, if a guy gets hurt, this is the guy that you bring in November to save your franchise. He's showing you nothing. Like, we're still thinking Aaron Rodgers is 2011 Aaron Rodgers doing the discount double check. Discount double check. It's been 13 years.
State Farm changed that.
It's been
already.
14 years.
They've changed 3 different commercials.
I
already.
don't even want to ask the question.
years.
I'm talking myself out of asking the question.
Can I ask it for you?
Ask the question.
Can I ask it for you?
Please.
If Jared Goff gets hurt, do the Lions sign Aaron Rodgers?
This is how I know you guys love each other. Jesus. As soon as you started, I said this has to be it.
That's the question.
Well, they certainly don't have a backup.
That's the question. As a Lions fan, okay,
Lions.
you finally win the Super Bowl, okay, and it's Aaron Rodgers that leads you there. Do you feel some kind of way about that?
Super Bowl is a Super Bowl.
This is topic 101 for mid-May, early May.
I feel ecstatic.
If Jared Goff, heaven forbid, ever got hurt, would you want the Lions to bring in Aaron Rodgers?
I'm going to put that as a poll. I'm putting that as a poll.
If Aaron Rodgers led you to a Super Bowl, would you feel equally as awesome about it or less than about that Super Bowl?
Pete, this is perfect time for the briefcases.
Oh, the briefcase.
It goes
you want
in
the
line with
briefcase?
everything you say.
Ryan, can I say I'll be extremely excited. Extremely excited.
Look at Megan, the Duchess.
Oh, there she is.
My gosh.
Hey, look, this is going around. I know you've heard it. A friend of mine hit me, said he heard it. You know where he heard it. But it's a great conversation. Do you take one in 2025 in a decade, or do you roll the dice? Deal or no deal for the Lions? Oh, show the other briefcase.
I won't.
What's the other briefcase?
Well, there's only one. The only one
So
with the answer.
this is the Super Bowl win.
Yeah, it has the answer. One has the
But
answer.
no, that's not an answer. That's you never
that's
seen
the
deal
second
or
one.
deal?
I'm sorry, I only
Is
got
this
2.
Jeopardy? What's the question?
Deal or no deal?
You either take what's in
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
Lions
friend.
win one Super
You're good.
Bowl.
So this is the Lions win one Super Bowl for the decade.
Okay.
And it's this year.
Okay.
2025. Or the empty suitcase. Maybe there's 3 Super Bowls this decade. Maybe there's
One.
0.
I'll take it.
Me too.
I'm
taking the deal.
Did I ever tell you my Deal or No Deal story?
No.
First time I ever watched Deal or No Deal. It was
Perfect
like the first or second episode.
By the way, we did a show with Pilar Lasker.
Pilar Lasker.
That's right. Before
Deal or
you
No
got
Deal.
here.
That's right. She
Yeah.
was on Deal or No Deal.
Shout out.
Before anybody really knew how to play the game, there was 2 suitcases. The guy had there was a $5 and a $500,000 suitcase out there. This is the first episode.
Okay.
And guys on the stage, the offer is $250,000, and his brother on the stage is on his hands and knees. Hank,
Take it.
take the deal. We can turn $250,000 into $500,000. We can't do nothing with no $5.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I can take one Super Bowl and live my entire life full. I will be full in my heart for
Right.
the rest of my life. I can't do nothing with no Super Bowl.
Would you say you're a bird in the hand type of guy?
Please.
A Super Bowl in the hand.
Right.
I'd much rather be the Chicago Bears that have been bragging about 85 for the last 40 years.
What about
Correct.
the Tigers in 1984?
84.
World
At least
Series?
they got something
We
in a
are
lifetime.
41 years past that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
so-
even
and it
born.
will be this year, too, which kind of feels perfect considering 21, 22,
We're
23.
coming up on the Red Wings stuff now.
Hey, by the way, just mentioning the Tigers, did you see what the Tigers PR staff put out today? This park is going to be packed
Oh, yeah.
over the weekend.
We got that.
The Tigers are selling standing room only seats
53-50.
Don't
for a
say that.
series
Yes.
in May.
In May.
Don't
And
say
it's
that.
not
I'm
against the
supposed to go this
Yankees, and it's not against the Red Sox. It's against the Texas Rangers.
It is a bobblehead night.
It's Tarek Scuba
Yes.
bobblehead
But
night.
they only
I
have
understand that.
15,000.
What about
Come
Sunday?
on, man.
But that's why it's sold out. Quick.
Bobblehead.
I want to tell you that. So they're telling people, come to Friday, come to Sunday.
Sunday's Mother's
Don't-
Day. Mother's Day's
Right.
going to be sold out.
That's where I'm going. I'm going Monday.
I've taken my family to Mother's Day baseball the last 2 years, and we've had a great time.
Same.
Saturday night is my baby girl, Abby. 21 years.
Get out of
21
here. Now, are you going to
birthday.
have a couple of beers with her at the
We're
ballpark?
gonna be at the ballpark, and we're gonna have a great time. But it was not easy getting tickets. It was expensive.
Absolutely.
It's expensive.
Oh, my goodness.
I love Abby.
All right, gang, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NFL, continue this conversation. I'm going to read some of your messages in the chat as well. Heaven forbid, if Jared Goff ever went down, would you want the Lions to bring in Aaron Rodgers to
Damn
lead
right I
you to
would.
a Super Bowl?
He been
Matt
like-
says absolutely.
The poll in the YouTube chat is on fire for that question, Ryan.
Oh my gosh.
Golf better not get hurt.
If you say no, guys, we're through.
Running away with it. No.
God.
Right now. Running away with it.
Let me tell you about this chair I'm sitting in. This thing is 15 grand, guys. Looking to update your relaxation game? Check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills.
Every office owner needs that
You're not
for their
kidding.
employees.
I can't wait to go to the commercial so I can turn it on. The largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaka. It is located near Woodward and Long Lake. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. They call him the Wellness Doc. He's the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at massagechairhouse.com. Scan that QR code. Get you there quick. It's Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season.
And take advantage of our $20 haircut special.
Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Right now, scan that QR code above my head and use that code word over there. Woodward 1000, open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Make your first deposit and your first bet of $20 or more. If your first bet happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head and use that code word over there, Woodward 1000, to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway, and the rest of the family here. You know, one of the great things about what we do here at Woodward Sports, we have this tremendous partnership with Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. We have the same owner, Chad Johnson, and one of the things about Chad Johnson is that he has never stopped wanting to give back. And years ago, he began a foundation called Wicked Awesome Wishes. And it is simply what the name says, to grant wishes for people in need, unsuspecting people that need a little help, that are going through some trouble. Chad steps in with the help of this foundation, and he makes their wish come true. And today it is an honor to welcome in the family of Blake Stamper. We've got Wally, we've got Randy, Blake's mom and dad. We're going to hear a little bit about Blake, but we also have some great representatives from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Lisa Golpe is the manager in Chesterfield. And Lisa cuts your hair? Is that right?
Yeah, she cuts my hair, but we're at a point where we might have to start polishing
Lisa,
it.
what are you doing to the guy? Come on.
Where's the cut?
Yeah, we're going to polish next month.
Right. Okay.
Oh, she's lined
Straighten
up a
the
little
back
bit.
behind the
okay.
The beard's nice.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Lisa, we got to help him out a little bit over here. No, but many representatives from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. First and foremost, let me, Wally, just take me back. First of all, tell me about Blake. What's happening right now in all of the struggles that he and you guys are going through as a family?
Well, it was pretty bizarre because, like, last summer he was having, like, little stomach pains, and we didn't. You know how we all have a pain and we just ignore it, right? And then all of a sudden he couldn't hardly eat, this and that.
Yeah, we said something stuck.
In his,
they were treating him for acid reflux. And all of a sudden he just got to where he said, Mom, everything I eat feels like it's stuck. So he went to the doctor, and they took they did a scope, and his stomach was full of inflammation and ended up coming back 3 to 4 stage cancer.
So Trinity Hospital, when they diagnosed Blake, they said that he has this rare stomach cancer. He has stage 4. They couldn't do nothing for him, and he has less than a year to live. So how do you tell a 33-year-old young man like that, right?
With 2 small children.
So then they said, well, you can go to another institution. So we found a Mayo Clinic, by far the best people for cancer.
Jacksonville is
So he's in
wonderful.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, okay.
In Jacksonville. They wanted him. They took him in. They got a whole team. So now they're working on him right now.
Okay.
As we speak, he's in surgery. They're putting in another stent, praying that this is going to go well. It's been
He's been on a feeding tube.
Yep.
He's been on a feeding tube. He has already had 1 stent put in because he couldn't eat. And now one of his tumors has grown over the top of the stent. So they have a specialist that came in today, and they are putting a stent over top of the stent so that he can hopefully eat again, and then they will start attacking the cancer more aggressively.
So we don't know how much and where it's at. They're going to go in and do another PET scan, and then they're going to see and do another evaluation. What is our next steps? They did a very aggressive one at first and really did him in. So then they started doing a couple chemos every other week. So they wanted to see how his body was going to react, and then the tumor that was up by his stent wrapped around and basically covered the top of it, kind of grew. So that's why he's in the situation that he's in right now, and so they want to put this other stent in to try to open that up. Then they're going to do a PET scan, and then we don't know what's going to happen at this point. So it's like quality versus quantity of life. You know, you're buying time. We really don't know.
But
you
he
know,
is a fighter. He absolutely.
he's got that Stamper Strong.
Yeah.
You know, we call it now.
Yeah,
we call it
Stamper Strong.
our operation is called Baby Bird.
Okay.
And then we called, because my last name is Stamper and Stamper Strong, all my boys and my family. So we created Stamper Strong, and this is what we're fighting for right now.
Wally, it seems like an unimaginable situation. Blake is 33 years old. He has 2 small children.
Yes.
You get this diagnosis, and I just can't imagine what goes through your mind at that point. And
you know what the crazy part about is, like, you hear it every day on the news, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's in these situations, but man, when it hits home,
And you never think it'll happen.
it's a whole different ballgame. And
I sometimes am driving down the road, and
it's like it's so
I don't even
surreal.
know where I'm going because I'll look and I'll think, my son's got cancer.
Right.
Here I'm driving to work this morning, and my son's in Jacksonville. He's got cancer. It's like it consumes your world.
And you mentioned, you go to work, and I can't even imagine, but I would imagine doing the smallest things like going to the grocery store or going to work and focusing on any task at hand.
It's hard.
Is an impossibility, and that's where we'd like to come in here at Wicked Awesome Wishes. I want to welcome in Lisa, obviously, of Chesterfield Township. She's the manager in Chesterfield Township, along with Rachel, Chelsea, Sabrina, and Megan. If you ladies want to come in over here, we've got a presentation for you here. We just want to help out a little bit as best we can.
So how this happened is I was talking to Lisa, and she says, we do a thing with the Wishes to help people out in need. And I says, really? She says, well, let me make a phone call. And so she made the phone call and wrote a letter. And next thing you know it, here we are. And I can't even thank you guys enough.
We're
Lisa's just been.
It's amazing.
She's been the bomb, man.
Amazing. And I just met these girls today because I don't go to Lady Jane's. And they've all been so wonderful.
Well,
Wicked Awesome.
Oh my God!
Turn around here, Wicked Awesome Wishes have
wow.
been blessed to give you guys $7,000, and this is really going to help with travel expenses for out-of-state treatment, help with everyday living costs, food, utilities, childcare, assistance with medical costs that are not covered by insurance, emotional, financial support for the children.
Oh my God!
Who are navigating this journey with Dad. So. I want to thank everybody involved, Chad Johnson and Wicked Awesome Wishes.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Lisa, come here, man. Give me a hug. Give me a hug, girl. This is you, man. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
Can I?
Thank you. It was because of her, you guys.
Lisa, can you grab the mic too? I'd like to bring Lisa into this. Just as I want you to grab the mic if you could, Lisa. Again, the manager in Chesterfield Township. Just as stylists, you talk to people every day. Everybody's got a story. This one particular impacted you. Can you just talk about the need for you to do something, to reach out and say, hey, we got to do something here?
I mean, just how great Wally is, and I've known him for a long time. He's been a loyal client to our location for a long time, and I don't know, he talked about it a couple times to me, and I'm like, I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. I kind of felt a little dumb. I'm like, have you thought about reaching out to Wicked Awesome Wishes, because this is kind of our jam. It's what we do. So my heart.
It's nice because you go into that slot, and everybody's personable.
Yeah.
We just don't get in a haircut and get out. And Lisa, we talk, right? And this is how this all come about, through conversation.
Yeah.
It's really incredible, and as you mentioned earlier, Blake is in surgery right now,
as we speak right now.
Just continued prayers and continued good thoughts for
Thank you.
Blake and you guys as well, and his kids. It's one of the things about this job too for us is, we're probably as impacted as you are right now. Just being able to meet you guys really impacts us as well.
Thank you.
I was going to say, Ryan and I have the opportunity the last couple of years to moderate the CMS Mott Children's Hospital event, and just being in those spaces, you just learn so much about not only the kids, or he is your kid, but you just learn the parents. The parents are so strong, the kids are so strong, man. We think of strength as one thing, what you guys are going through, and this resolve coming through and praying and being upward when he needs you most. See, this is real strength. And I applaud you, man. I love you guys. We will be praying.
Thank you, man.
100%.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, so many times you think about, the person going through it, and that's Blake, but you guys as family members too, pretty incredible stuff. And again, I think we also owe a debt of gratitude to the ladies behind us as well, because without you guys, this doesn't happen as well. So thank you, ladies. Gabby, Victoria, you guys are instrumental in this as well. So thank you so much. Wally, Randy.
Yes.
We love you guys. We're going to be praying for you guys. Everybody on the show, everybody in the chat.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And all the best. One day at a time, 1 minute at a time.
Thank you. Give me a hug.
Wally's a hugger, baby. Wally's I told you strong. I told you.
You're stretched out there, Ryan.
Hey, you thought I was joking. You're strong.
I think Wally just beat my ass.
Clip that.
Oh, God, we love it. All right, listen. This is an incredibly emotional moment for all of us here at Woodward Sports. I think Maz is over here just...
Optimus Maz.
Hi. I'm praying for Blake right now.
Thank you.
Hard for all you guys. For
Appreciate
your sister, for his sister, for his family, for his daughters, for his kids. Excuse me. I say daughters because that's all I ever get are daughters and sisters.
He's the only one that broke it and had the girl.
That's awesome.
All my other sons, we all
Awesome.
boys. He was the one that broke it and had the daughter, so it was great.
Hey, Stamper strong, right? Stamper strong. Stamper strong.
Right. We're going to end the show with that. Again, thank you to Chad Johnson. Thank you to Wicked Awesome Wishes. All you ladies behind us, Gabby, Victoria, everybody back here. And, of course, Stamper Strong. Let's get that going on the chat. Stamper Strong.
Stamper Strong, baby.
And with that, we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.